Coming up, SU faculty walk out of class, marching in support of Not Again SU. We'll have a live report.
Plus, the latest on the coronavirus. Syracuse University is warning students home from Florence to stay off campus or face consequences. Reporter Ricky Sayer spoke with a student who's already been to campus.
And Senator Chuck Schumer is apologizing for his remarks about Supreme Court justices. Hear what the senator from New York told Congress today. Citrus TV News Live at 6 starts right now.
This is Citrus TV News Live at 6, your campus news leader.
Syracuse University faculty are standing in solidarity with the Not Again SU movement. A large group of faculty marched with the protesters across campus today. Good evening, I'm Amber McElrath.
And I'm Toni Bianco. This is negotiations between protesters and Syracuse University take a break today. Protesters have been pushing for change after they say the university responded poorly to a string of racist incidents on campus.
As we mentioned just hours ago, faculty joined protesters marching across campus. Citrus TV reporter Josh Meyers is following the march for us. Josh, where are the faculty right now?
Thanks, Amber. I'm here outside Crouse-Hinds Hall where the African American Studies faculty are currently holding a teach-in about the anti-racist struggles and insecurity at SU. Earlier today, the Faculty Action Collective held a solidarity march to support the demands of #NotAgainSU. Protesters start to gather at Hendricks Chapel at around 3 p.m. today. The march is open to all students, faculty, and staff. They were told to wear black as a sign of solidarity and bring signs. During the march, protesters stopped at Maxwell Hall, Carnegie Library, Byrd Library, Whitman, Newhouse, and finally back here at Crouse-Hinds Hall for today's teach-in. I was at today's march. We have some of that footage for you now.
No cops, no DPS, no racist ass you. Targeting students is a crime. SU admin must resign. We're here in good faith. Negotiate. Goodbye, Bobby. Goodbye, Bobby. If we don't get it, shut it down. This is what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. We remain in solidarity with Not Again SU students and deliver on the following non-negotiable demands by tomorrow's meeting.
Academic amnesty for all undergraduate and graduate protesters.
No retribution for graduate strikers and a guarantee of contract renewal.
An oversight committee composed of students, faculty, and staff on all decisions regarding campus climate and the implementation of demands made by administrators and the Board of Trustees.
Disclosing and discontinuing use of facial recognition technology.
Disarming DPS and overhauling DPS policies and procedures. We want demands met, students back in class where they want to be, BIPOC grad students back teaching where they want to be. If we don't get it, shut it down!
Now, guys, negotiations are finished with SU administration, but we have not been told when the sit-in is actually going to end. Citrus TV will have coverage of the sit-in as it continues. Reporting live outside of Crouse-Hinds Hall, Josh Meyers, Citrus TV News.
Thanks so much, Josh. Negotiations between Not Again SU and Syracuse University administrators are taking a break today. Last night, protesters and administrators struggled to get past protesters' demand to disarm the Department of Public Safety. SU officials told protesters from the start of negotiations that they would not disarm officers. Protesters have pushed for the department to, at the very least, release their code of conduct. An SU spokesperson confirmed negotiations will continue Friday at 5 in the afternoon.
And Syracuse University Abroad programs are detailing how students can voluntarily leave because of the coronavirus. SU assures students they will be supported academically. Anyone who voluntarily leaves the program will not be able to receive refunds for travel costs, expanded program fees, or tuition reimbursements. However, Syracuse University has suspended their abroad program in Florence.
And new at 6, some Syracuse University students who were studying in Florence visited SU's main campus before completing an incubation period. Now, SU is warning students via email to stay off campus until the 14-day period is over or face code of conduct charges. Citrus TV reporter Ricky Sayer spoke with a student who visited campus before students were asked to stay away.
It couldn't have been an easier airport customs experience for Tyler Van Beveren. The SU junior flew back last week from one of the world's coronavirus hotspots.
And I just walked straight through border control, baggage claim, and I was in the U.S. There was no temperature check, no screening to see if I had a fever or anything like that.
Van Beveren was forced to cut his time abroad short after Syracuse University shut down the program in Florence, Italy. Chancellor Severud saying in an email last Wednesday that students would not return to campus. Instead, they would head home to wait out the CDC's recommended 14-day incubation period. But for Van Beveren, Central New York is home.
I have been to campus once since I've been back. I went this past Saturday, not knowing we hadn't gotten a directive from the university yet.
That first directive came Saturday afternoon. Students asked to refrain from coming to campus. On Tuesday, tougher warnings given. Students told they could face code of conduct sanctions. SU officials were in attendance at County Executive Ryan McMahon's Wednesday press conference.
And what is your message to those students about self-isolating and not coming to campus?
We've been working with Syracuse University and other universities who have abroad programs for weeks. So the amount of information and coordination has been tremendous.
Lemoyne College Dean Ann Carney saying they are working with SU.
We have actually closed our health office to walk-in appointments. That's a big change for us.
Instead, they want students to make appointments. SU asking students do the same if they suspect they have coronavirus. The Onondaga Health Department chief echoing the message, saying it is all about protecting others.
They don't need to go to the ER. We don't recommend anybody to just walk in there. And even walking to the physician's office, they got to call their doctor on the phone.
Officials doing whatever they can to prevent what many see as the inevitable. Ricky Sayer, NCC News.
Thanks, Ricky. It's unclear if the students who returned to campus did so before or after SU told them to stay away. CitrusTV has reached out to SU to get that clarified, and we have not yet heard back.
There is now a total of 13 confirmed cases of the coronavirus in New York State. New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio made the announcement this morning, saying the two new cases are a woman in her 80s and a man in his 40s. This comes after health officials said a lawyer, his family, and others close to them were hospitalized with the disease in a suburb outside of New York City. And it was beautiful out and sunny today. Not really normal for Syracuse in March. I feel like normally it's snowing this time of year.
Yeah, I was actually really tempted to take the top off my Jeep today. Sunny skies, beautiful day. And our Citrus TV weather anchor, Walker Simmons, is live from the Citrus TV weather deck. Walker, is this warm weather just a tease?
Thanks, guys. Now, like I said, looking out behind me, and if you've been on campus today, temperatures have been feeling really nice lately, and it's kind of odd being early March. Pulling up our temperatures right now, we're sitting at about 42 degrees, a little cloud over coverage, and then some lower winds, so today's making out to be a pretty nice Thursday afternoon. However, as we fast forward later into tonight, things are going to start to take a turn and get a little bit colder. We're going to see a drop within 10 degrees, so things will hit around 33 degrees later tonight. Also, as the sun starts to go down behind me, that's how you're going to start to feel this 5-degree difference in real feel, so things will feel a little bit colder than 33 degrees tonight, so it's definitely something to keep in mind if you're outside. Definitely want to bundle up. Now, waking up tomorrow morning, you're going to see some precipitation mixed in with some snow and rain. We're going to see temperatures hit at a right above freezing at 37 degrees, and that's where we're going to see that mix between rain and snow. And that'll go throughout the majority of Friday. However, I have some good news for this weekend, but you'll have to stay tuned for my full weather forecast to get a better idea of what to expect going into these next couple of days. Reporting live from the Citrus TV weather deck, Walker Simmons, Citrus TV News.
Thanks, Walker. Syracuse Stage is unveiling their slate of shows for the 2020-2021 season. The shows include Frankenstein, Matilda the Musical, and Once on This Island. Artistic director Robert Hupp says all the shows address ideas of home. The season begins October 14th, 2020 and runs through June 20th, 2021. Single tickets for the show will go on sale starting July 25th.
Syracuse University wants students' feedback on furniture options for the renovated Shine Student Center. The furniture includes chairs, ottomans, sofas, and more. Students are able to test out and give feedback for the different furniture in the Barnes Center and Ernie Davis Dining Center from now through March 13th.
Happening right now in Maxwell Hall, the East Asia program is presenting a film screening of Dear X. The screening is taking place in room 111 and was scheduled to begin at 6. And across campus at the Barn Center, Soul Talk is taking place from 7 to 8. That's a gathering where students are encouraged to discuss the big questions in life. And beginning at 10 tonight, Orange After Dark is hosting comedian Vladimir Komonyo in Grant Auditorium. The event runs until midnight.
Syracuse has climbed into the middle of Wall Street Journal's list of the hottest job markets. Syracuse is ranked 172nd out of over 300 cities with fewer than 1 million people. The Wall Street Journal says it ranks cities by unemployment rate, job growth, wage growth, and more. In 2019, Syracuse was near 300th place.
SU's Division of Enrollment and the Student Experience held a workshop earlier today about smoking. The event was held at the Barn Center, and students learned about different ways of smoking, such as cigarettes, e-cigarettes, and marijuana. The workshop also talked about consumption, chemicals, state and local policies, and smoking safety.
Jamesville DeWitt High School is also holding a program tonight to talk about vaping and its effects. The event is tonight from 6:30 to 8. The free program is hosted by Crouse Health and is open to all community members. A panel of medical experts will be talking about the risks of vaping and how to protect students from it. Crouse Health says vaping can lead to cardiac issues, increased risk of stroke, and death.
Coming up, as coronavirus cases rise across the U.S., find out how one of your favorite coffee shops is responding.
And Elizabeth Warren suspends her presidential campaign. Hear her message to supporters when Live at 6 returns.
Dad, they took over my bedroom. Come on, come on. Okay, Dad. 1, 2, 3. Dad! You saved me. Dad?
Are you okay?
I'm fine, dear.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
Leaving hot coals improperly extinguished can cause a wildfire.
Hey guys, it's Smokey!
It looks as if Smokey is going to use the drown, stir, drown, and feel technique. After the first drown, a good start. Next, another drink. And finally, a close feel.
Is it cool? Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Smokey, catch! Oh, my bad, Smokey.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Most party fouls are pretty dumb. But if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Underage drinking and driving. The ultimate party foul.
If you see news happening on campus, in Syracuse, or across the nation, call the CitrusTV newsroom, 315-443-1177, or tweet at CitrusTV News, your campus news leader.
Congress is taking action today as the number of confirmed cases of coronavirus in the U.S. grows exponentially. The Senate passed an $8.3 billion plan aimed at combating the virus.
The House passed the measure yesterday, so it now heads to President Trump's desk. It more than triples the funding Trump requested earlier this week. This comes as California declares a state of emergency. Around 100 people on a cruise off the coast of California are waiting to be tested.
There are over 2,000 people on board the boat, which had identified infected passengers on board in February. There are at least 99 confirmed cases of the virus in the U.S. And here in Syracuse, you can see the effects of the coronavirus fears with stores here on campus. Starbucks is temporarily suspending reusable personal cups. The coffee giant closed half of its stores in China back in January.
The latest now on the presidential race, Senator Elizabeth Warren is ending her campaign. The announcement comes after a major defeat during Super Tuesday where she failed to win a single state.
Warren took to Twitter this afternoon to thank her supporters, saying the fight goes on. No word yet on whether she plans to endorse any of the remaining candidates.
2020 candidate Joe Biden is now calling for Secret Service protection after a protester rushed him on stage at Super Tuesday rally. The former vice president went on MSNBC today to express concerns about the safety of his family and the other candidates.
This is not the first time Biden has been rushed at one of his rallies. Another protester tried to rush Biden in New Hampshire, but Jill Biden intervened. The Secret Service has yet to comment on the request.
Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer spoke today to clarify some controversial remarks he made yesterday during a rally. Schumer warned Justices Gorsuch and Kavanaugh that they would, quote, pay the price if they voted against abortion rights. Today, Schumer apologized, saying he only meant to threaten political consequences in Congress.
Now, I should not have used the words I used yesterday. They didn't come out the way I intended to. My point was that there would be political consequences for President Trump and Senate Republicans if the Supreme Court, with the newly confirmed justices, stripped away a woman's right to choose.
And these last few days have been fairly nice on campus, but expect some mixed rain and snow in the near future. Also have some good news heading into the weekend. I'll break down these next couple of days coming up.
But however loud the loudness gets, however many cheese puffs may fly, you're the driver, the one in control. Stand firm. Just wait. And move only when you hear the click that says they're buckled in for the drive. Never give up till they buckle up.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
They call me Maxie, but I prefer tripod. I was your above-average four-legged homie, and then wham, bam, minivan. Some people pity me. Now that's lame. I still run, fetch, and swim. And the ladies love me. I'm the ultimate wingman. Just don't ask me to high five.
From the Citrus TV Weather Center, this is SU's most accurate weather forecast.
All right, now I mentioned some good news heading into this weekend, but first taking a look at Friday, you're definitely going to have to get through that little hiccup there before you can enjoy some nice sun. Looking at Friday, you've seen about 40 degrees, which seems fairly nice, but keep in mind you hit a low of 22, so that really depends on how the day looks. You're going to see a mix of rain and snow also because you're going to jump in between freezing and not freezing, and that'll go throughout the majority of Friday. You're going to be experiencing these on and off showers, so definitely keep that in mind. However, as you break through into this weekend, I'm putting the weekend activity outlook at a very high. The reason for this, we're seeing Saturday and Sunday completely sunny, no overcast. It's going to be sun most of those days, the entire of those days, and then you get a 0% chance of rain and snow throughout that, and then you get 5 to 10 mile per hour winds, so you're not going to be having to fight any cold or wind chill. The temperature will be how it reads. And lastly, you see about a high of 55, so that'll make things a lot nice on Sunday. Sunday's going to be the warmer of the 2 days, but this weekend's looking to be a pretty nice way to start off next week. And looking at temperatures across the board here, Ithaca and Elmira enjoying some high 40s, peaking into those 50s, but overall things are staying fairly constant. As you can tell right now, Rochester is where we're seeing things dip into those 30s, so it's about average. Now, perseverance is often said to be the key to success, but it's also the name of NASA's new 2020 Mars rover. The name was decided by an essay contest which received about 28,000 submissions from students across the country, and Perseverance is set to launch later this year and embark on a 7th-month journey to the red planet. The rover is unique in that it'll be the first to tasked with finding evidence of past life on Mars. Cam, how are things looking in sports?
Well, Walker, you know what sounds like Mars? March. It feels like March outside, and it feels like March on the hardwood, too. The regular season is done for the women's hoops team, and that means it's ACC tournament time. Full coverage of SU's first-round matchup and more on the other side.
I see you mobbing over her. Let's go. Let's mob. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, we mobbing. Come on, girl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl.
Did you hear about the pony with a sore throat? He was a little horse. Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding. Why couldn't the Why was the basketball court all wet? Why? Because the players kept dribbling all over it. Where do cats go on vacation? New York.
And now, your Citrus TV Sports Report.
This Syracuse women's basketball season has been defined by runs. The Orange only started 10-11 and looked far from the tournament conversation, then sparked a 5-game win streak, then ended the regular season on a 3-game losing streak. Now, though, it's ACC tournament time, starting with a rematch against 9th-seeded Virginia, who defeated SU by 16 at the start of February. And talk about revenge, the Orange wound up winners by 17. Emily Enxler had all 11 of her points in the first half behind a 3-for-4 effort from deep. And in the second half, SU put the clamps on the Virginia offense. Just 17 second half points on 19% shooting and just one made field goal in the fourth quarter for the Hoos. Now, though, Syracuse is on to top-seeded Louisville, though they did go 1-1 against the Cars in the regular season. That game is tomorrow at 2. Elsewhere in tournament action, Syracuse women's ice hockey is looking to go, as Drake says, back to back. Remember that way back in the day? In the CHA, the Orange finished the regular season in third with an 11-7-2 conference record and took on last place Lindenwood in the first round of the CHA tournament on Thursday. Syracuse came into this game 4-0 against Lindenwood on the season, and not really a chance of an upset special in this one. The Orange dominated from the outset, even if they only led 2-0 after 2, but a hat trick from Victoria Klimek, just the second postseason hat trick in SU history, powered the Orange through. Up next, SU faces Robert Morris tomorrow at 4. And for Syracuse men's lacrosse, well, it's Hopkins week. The Orange have a target on their backs now as the #1 team in the country, ahead of Saturday's trip to Homewood for the first time since 2017. Both of these teams have gone in opposite directions. Cuse is 4-0 and looking for their best start since 2016, while Hopkins have lost their last 3, but John Desko knows how heated this rivalry is, going all the way back to the 80s.
There were a lot of guys that back in the day when we won our first championship in '83, it was kind of the turning point for Syracuse lacrosse, and it was against Hopkins. And I think Hopkins, they always remembered that day. And since then, teams have been in national championships and always competed very highly.
And by the way, there is one more game in the regular season for Syracuse men's basketball. Jim Boeheim's crew is taking on Miami in Coral Gables on Saturday. And even if this game doesn't seem that important, a look at the ACC standings tells a whole different story. The Orange currently sit in a tie for 5th place with postseason ineligible Georgia Tech at 10-9, while Miami is just 6-13. So the ACC tournament implications are strong for both of these teams. A win for the Orange will clinch the 5th seed, meaning SU gets a first-round bye and will take on the winner of the 12-13 game. There are 3 teams tied at 12th place right now: Miami, Wake Forest, and North Carolina, with Pitt just half a game back at 6-14. Tip-off Saturday is at 4 p.m. And it's the start of ACC play for Syracuse women's lacrosse this week. They're on the road in the Crown Lacrosse Classic, taking on number 18 Virginia Tech in Charlotte on Sunday. These two might not be considered rivals, but every time the Orange and Hokies go at it, it's an entertaining affair. Q shut down a late rally to hold on to a 1-goal win last year. In 2018, Virginia Tech took a W in double OT, and the regular season contest in 2017 also went to overtime. You can follow along on Sunday with women's lacrosse beat reporter Jacob Morris at Jacob BWM 35.
Thanks so much, Cam, and we'll be right back with a final look at your weather.
Well, Thomas, you've got pre-diabetes, but with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have pre-diabetes. Big time.
It's not that hard.
My big man fingers are having a problem with these little tiny buttons.
Whoa, watch it there. Your blood pressure's gonna go through the roof.
Tell me about it. I'm trying to learn how to get it down. Instead, it keeps going up.
High blood pressure can increase the risk for heart attack or stroke. Learn how to keep yours at a healthy range.
Ever hear a voice command? Just say text barbershop to 97779.
That's not what I said.
Just give me that. Now my blood pressure's up.
We have weather anchor Walker Simmons back in studio with us. Now, tomorrow morning, what should I be looking at wearing? Because today I didn't even have a jacket on.
Right, tomorrow will be a little bit different of a story. We're going to start to see some more wintry weather. It's going to kind of stray away from the sun that we've been experiencing. So I definitely recommend a jacket. That's going to be important. As you can tell, we see around 37 degrees, so it's definitely going to be cold. You see some moderate winds in there, and then that mix of rain and snow. That's definitely going to pinch you tomorrow morning.
And I know you said that we're going to see the rain, the snow tomorrow, but it's supposed to be nice this weekend. Is it officially going to be the end of ski season?
It's too hard to tell. Throughout these next couple of days, it'll definitely start to get a lot warmer. However, a winter storm in the future is not something that's completely out of the picture. There's still a possibility of that. But yeah, Saturday and Sunday are looking great. Sunday will be the warmest of the two, and then Monday you actually see it be the highest at 59 degrees, so we almost peak into those 60s, which is really unheard of in this early March.
Thanks so much, Walker. And that's all the time we have on Citrus TV News live at 6 tonight. Stick with Citrus TV for continuing coverage throughout the sit-in and for updates on the coronavirus. I'm Amber McElrath.
And I'm Toni Bianco. We'll have the latest on CitrusTV.com. I'm Toni Bianco. Have a good evening, Syracuse.